Oh my God. You were late.
I like that little intro.
Who's got the echo?
I think it's Beacon.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's try. Test.
Test.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Is it Sim?
I think so. Maybe.
I don't hear it right now.
Echo?
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah? I see you echoing.
You tried to throw the blame on me, you bastard.
How the fuck am I echoing?
I don't know.
How are you echoing?
Hold on, is that better?
Let's see.
Let me pop out and come back in.
Yep.
I think that fixed it. I think he fixed it.
It's fixed. It's fixed. Magical. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he left. Oh, man. This stream's getting off to a bad start. What's up, everybody?
Okay, so StreamYard doesn't like having my my headset and my camera plugged in, it would seem.
Gotcha.
Nice. Yeah. Well, hey, I've already got one dislike. Pog.
Woo! You're doing it right.
Yeah.
Doing it right.
Doing it well.
That's right. LL Cool J said it best.
Yes, I love that song, dude.
You need love. Oh, wrong song.
Another song I like from LL Cool J. Mama said, "Knock you out."
Abel says it was me, Scotsman. Thank you, Abel. Appreciate you.
I thought it was Mama says knock you up. I got that one all wrong.
No, that was Mama, I'll knock you up. That was something else.
Okay.
that was a UK rap song.
Look at. I've got my chat next to me on my camera.
Oh.
I'm so fancy. Anyway, hey, welcome back to Gavin Collab. It's Sunday, right? Another week's gone by. Yeah, a lot of shit going on. Not too much longer till the election. We'll get rid of that shit. Get that over with.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Welcome. Let's see, Abel Salazar and Edwin the Ace, and whomever else is out there lurking.
What's up?
Appreciate you. Yeah.
So Abel always click the dislike button.
Yeah. Abel's a good man. Abel's a good man.
I know. I just think it's funny. I wonder what's his reasoning behind it. I'm gonna go there and put dislike. It's like I'm gonna break the ice. So in case somebody dislikes your video, you're not that heartbroken, bro.
That's right. Anyway. Well, so Michael Beacon, what's your what? You back from the cool sands of Florida or wherever you were at?
Yeah, back from vacation. Just got back yesterday.
Ooh,
it was pretty nice. Pretty nice little vacation there. There's that Trump beach sign that someone made out of seaweed. And
that was cool, man.
Yeah, dude, that was funny.
Yeah.
I like the fact that somebody went there, destroyed it, and him and your niece, I think it was.
Yeah, me and two of my nieces. So the whole story on that. So the guy and my brother saw the whole thing because they were at the beach. They see this guy walk by on his own wearing a mask, and he sees it and starts attacking like some sort of wildebeest, just like. I imagine him just like shrieking as he's just tearing this thing up. So one of my sisters, she's adopted, she's biracial, and one of her friends, who's also a black girl, they walk up to the guy, is like, "Hey, why are you destroying my brother's sign?"
Oh,
and the guy goes, "I don't care." And then I'm just sort of seeing this all happening from the balcony. I was like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious!" So then, I see a guy walk off, so I run down to the beach, and me and my nieces repair it, and then underneath it I write, "Build back better."
That's some funny shit, dude.
It is. Yes. Aside from that, I on the beach I caught a blue crab and ate it. boiled
that's
it. It tasted so good,
Wow.
especially because it was my own kill.
Mm.
Your own kill.
Yep.
You're a sick man.
Eating-
You're a sick man.
Eat food. Listen, eating the animals you
Murder.
kill with your own hands,
Murders.
it makes something. It makes
Dude.
something happen in your brain.
It's respecting nature, Inc.
You guys
Yep.
are murderers.
No, because we
Murder.
eat them. We're not murderers because we eat them.
That's right.
I don't believe in
It's
murdering
sustenance.
innocent crabs.
If you don't eat them, that's when it becomes murder.
No,
I
no, no,
only believe in murdering the crabs in my bush.
no, no. That was a belligerent crab. That was a belligerent crab. He was drunk in public and he was harassing the other female crabs. Michael Beacon did a service
Yep.
to the.
Oh, that crab was on the trash compactor. I got you. Okay, yeah, that it deserved it. It deserved it. I got you. I'm down.
Yeah. So there's that. But I would say that as we were talking in the back room, we're surrounded by zombies, dude.
Yeah.
Literally zombies.
Yep.
People, you can't like a president. You're literally, that makes you a piece of human shit, subject to literally
Dude.
having your car keyed. Your
If you don't agree with
sign
everything
in
they
your yard.
if you don't agree with everything they say, you don't deserve to live. They want you dead. It's kind of like weird. They want you
It's
to not
wild.
exist. Yeah,
It's
kinda
wild.
like, can we talk? No, I just want you dead. Can we discuss then and find a solution? No, I just want you to not exist.
Yeah.
Well, why? Because you're too violent. You're bigots. You want to kill everything. You're like, but you want us dead. It's not the same. Yes, it is.
People don't make sense. to me.
Right? It's kind of like,
Sim's pulling up the voices today, man.
Like who you like. It's up to
Mm-hmm.
you, right? And I think it's been said before, and I fully subscribe to this. The fundamental difference between the left and the right is the people on the right think people on the left are stupid, just bad ideas. You guys are, you're pretty juvenile in the way you think. You got a coloring book and crayons view of the world, and you're not realistic in your ideals. You think everybody else should pay for everybody else. You don't believe in individual people.
I can
going
control
into-
myself, so we need to control everybody, so I don't need to control myself.
You don't believe in individual people living out their life how they see fit, unless it's if you want to kill a baby. That's literally it. But people on the left think people on the right are fucking evil, literally
Yes, yeah.
evil. Like we want to kill people, like we want to destroy other people's lives. They think we're evil.
Yeah, they're trying.
And I
They're
think we're
demonizing us.
I don't assume anyone else on the panel's political positions.
Nope.
It's everybody else's business. But the fundamental difference is left or right wing
What do you
people
say?
think left wing people are stupid. Right wing
Cool.
or left wing people think right wing people are evil, and that's
What's-
our fundamental impasse.
What's this politics? What?
Politics.
It's
I don't know.
politics? What's that?
So we've got an irreconcilable problem that I don't see going away. We got to figure out how to get past it. I don't understand where we go from here.
Mm.
It's a great tragedy is what it's going to take. That's what the only thing that ever seems to bring, and I hate to say it because you don't want that to happen, but there needs to be a great tragedy in order for everybody to kind of wake up and go, oh, you know what? Maybe this is more important than letting grown men go into the women's bathroom.
You're
and
talking
look at
about
little girls.
You're talking about the idea of a tragedy that makes us unite each other, but
Exactly.
that's storytelling in a way. It does
Aliens.
happen, right?
The only way.
So, it could-
Alien
it-
invasion.
Yeah, but the thing
That's
is, usually if you listen, if you look at history, that's the way they always worked, right? And I keep hoping that one day some people will start like remembering and learning from history, and we'll get to that point one day, and instead of like blowing up or having to wait for the last resort to kind of like resolve an issue and sit down and discuss, we can technically how can I say, wake up people. And that's one of the things that I think that lately has been happening, because there's a lot more people right now that were totally on the other side right now and doing videos going, I voted for Trump because it's too fucking insane. There's a whole bunch of like kids are noticing this shit, how insane it is. How much can you tell that every fucking men are evil, and one out of 4 men is gonna beat you and rape you, then little kids are gonna go, "What? That's not true." It's insane.
Or that are calling something that has a 99.98% survival rate a pandemic.
Yeah.
That's the latest thing. 99.98% survival rate.
Yeah.
And even higher for younger people.
The thousands of people that actually have died, the majority, the
Are in
vast
the
majority,
final category, yes.
Yeah, but if I'm not
were in
mistaken,
nursing homes.
the word pandemic is not just on the fact of having to have lost life. It's also on the idea that it spreads so goddamn fast and the way that it spreads.
Here's the
Am
main
I not
impact that this is happening, right? They are
those are the
making
two things.
people afraid of each other.
Yep.
You can't go up, look at your neighbor, smile, say, "How's it going, man?" Shake his hand. You can't do that. Everybody's afraid.
Dude, it's
You can't look at another man in the eyes anymore because his face is covered with a mask.
look,
We got Smiling Man in the chat. What's up, buddy?
nobody go into rooms more than 8 or 10 people. Stay at 2 meters from everybody else. Be very fucking careful. Wear your mask at all time. Stay away from everybody. Do not go meet family. But send your goddamn kids to school and then bring back corona. Like I told my brother the other day, guess what? Should I fucking turn around and sue the goddamn government at this point? Because we didn't have it until we fucking were forced to send our kids to fucking school. Then one of my kids came back with fucking corona. We got in isolation for a month and more.
Yeah.
What? So you're trying. See, this is the stupidity. They come out going, we're doing that for this, but they're not. They're neglecting all the rest. So it's like, oh, protect yourself, but we're gonna force you to get exposed to it.
Listen, man. The
Don't
sooner
get confused. This is a coloring stream, guys.
Yeah.
Why did we get into this?
The sooner everybody gets it and starts to immunize
Yeah.
themselves to it, the quicker it will go away. It was never meant. We were never meant to keep everybody from getting it. That is horseshit. That wasn't what the whole lockdown was about. It was to slow the spread. And you get it, you heal from it, it's gone. You have antibodies, you won't get it again for a time. Those antibodies do go away. But the point is, it will go away through people getting it and living through it. You know what I mean? Like, protect the elderly, keep them away, keep them locked up. Let healthy people that can live through it get it. Go out and work.
Yeah.
Go fucking live your life. Stop being afraid of shit.
Well, the thing no one wants to talk about is the swine flu. All right. When that came out, it was a Democratic president. Did they shut everything down for this thing that way more people got? I got it. I got sick for 5 full weeks. You know what happened after I got the swine flu for 5 full weeks? I didn't get sick again for 2 years because my immune system like went into overdrive trying to fight that fucking thing. So, but way more people got sick. A lot of people died. You didn't hear shit about it. You barely heard anything on the news about it. This is political. It's always fucking political. And then it drives me crazy because it's plain as day, but everybody seems to buy straight into the bullshit every time. And then at the end, like when it's all over, everyone sits and they look at the whole situation and go, "Oh yeah, that wasn't real. That was all bullshit. It was all political.
Yeah.
It was all about." This is the same thing that everything has been about for the last 4 years. They don't want to do their job. Their only job for the last 4 years has been trying to get one man out of office.
And that's when you realize all that.
It's fucked up.
It's when you realize all that you lose all hope, right? And then you turn around and you notice that shiny metal there, and that caustic to that window, and you go, "Let's do some fucking art and colors."
There you
go. And then your life gets better.
Yeah, agree with that.
Right?
Well, okay, so
was that a nice segue or not?
Great
Good
segue.
job.
we were at Michael. Well, see, Beacon brought up the Trump sign, and
I caused it.
Derailed us.
It's almost election day. I mean, it's
gonna happen, guys.
It was a vacation story.
Yeah. We're really close to this thing. It's almost over with, and I guarantee you, after the election, when Trump wins, sorry, he's gonna win. All of this COVID shit's going away. The military I don't know. The National Guard is going to go into places and fucking stomp out these little.
Yep. He ain't got to worry about re-election anymore. He's just going to. It's going to be over. Yeah.
It's over with. We'll have a new Supreme Court justice. We'll have a conservative court. We'll have many things that are going to stabilize the society that are going to happen. Or Joe Biden gets elected and shit's going to go fucking insane.
And it gets, well, yeah. You're going to be wearing masks when you're sleeping.
I think even now, it's a political issue. I think they're trying to use it as a bludgeon. They try. Look, Trump's strongest thing was the economy, right? One thing that destroys the economy is locking everything down. They succeeded in that.
Yep.
So I don't know. Jason Black says if there's an appropriate time to talk politics, it's this week.
Yeah.
Fair point, Jason. But let's get back to coloring. So, or introductions. We're still in introductions. So, anything this weekend? What you working on?
Oh, just working on some more Natverse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Sim, what'd you do this week? How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, waiting for colors.
Nice.
I couldn't help it. Sorry, it was funny.
Everybody's waiting for colors. Everybody's waiting for colors.
Yeah, I'm doing good. We're in the last weekend of funding for Telstra and Adverse, and after that, when everything comes in, so I'm guessing probably like 2 weeks, we should be ready to go to print and start getting the book and shipping. So I'm doing my best to make sure that everything's shipped before Christmas so you can get your books for Christmas. If there's any delay, I will keep everybody posted. But everything's in coloring and lettering, so I'm working on Telstra and Adverse 2 and laying down the ink slayers. Follow us on fucking Facebook. We're on Facebook, Twitter. We even have our YouTube channel. Right now, we don't have much other than the promotional video for Telstra and Adverse there, but we'll be doing some stuff. We're still discussing what we're gonna be covering there, because the idea is to be working on our projects live on the ink slayer thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Gonna be fun stuff, man. Ink spots. How about you?
I've just been working on I'm working on stuff for Sim too, working on that cover. Finished up that big splash page for Cash Grab, waiting for more Cash Grab pages, waiting for more for some Charlie's London pages, and then just super excited about getting my part of the Ink Slayer, my IP getting out there, and
dude, I can't
I'm
wait.
excited about everybody else's and the collaboration between artists that all get along, and looking forward to it, man.
Nice.
Dude, yesterday I sent him the TIFF for the wraparound cover, and I woke up this morning and was fuck you. Not joking. I'm just joking.
Jim Cox says, "I'm here. You can start the stream." Oh, well, you know what?
Well,
you're here on time. Yep. Because we literally just started getting down to business. 18 minutes.
Yep. You're
so,
yeah, you're good.
You're perfectly fine. Well done. You knew. All right. Well, let's see. Ink spots. You've got a bunch of pages coming in from all different places, it sounds like.
Yeah. Eventually. That's the thing. You can be on a lot of projects and not have anything going at the moment because people don't send you the stuff.
You're going to drink from a fire hose is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. Dude, that's fucking funny. Edwin comes in and goes, Inkslayer is cool, but it's all about Space Heist in 2021. So yeah, Space Heist will be a collaboration of Inkslayer and Ace, because it's going to be a crossover of Ace and not the Merc. Ooh. And then you have Zayd coming in going, I'm here, you can end the stream now.
Fair enough. Right.
Dude, I love those guys.
Well, that's great. Well, let's see. For me, I've just been coloring Xenotype, man. Coloring Xenotype. I was on Rot Stream yesterday, kind of offering some color commentary as people were doing their thing, doing that sequential work. I'm a little sad I didn't get in on it. I should have spoke up. I don't know. Been so busy.
like
Yeah, I
in
think it
jail.
was super successful for him, so it's definitely going to happen again. So yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I wouldn't have been one of the guys that pulled the fucking ripcord and went off in a weird direction.
Yeah, holy shit. We had a pretty solid story and then it went crazy. It was
I don't
good.
know.
It was
Maybe.
good though. I liked it. Yeah.
Somebody died, somebody ate a head, turned into a frog, and then fucking all
Yeah.
madness ensued.
And then it ended up all being a dream. It was just a dream. So
Oh, hey, one of my Twitch viewers is here, Swampy. Yo, man,
Oh, what's
nothing's
up?
happened. Nothing's happened to Twitch. I actually, I try to save my art streams for YouTube and gaming for Twitch. But at the moment, I'm weighed down with artwork that I need to finish, so I don't really get a lot of game time lately. So, so there's that. But
Okay.
welcome.
In other words, he made friends.
What? I don't make friends.
Okay, sorry.
So anyway, what was I gonna say?
Sorry, I had a lot of sweets this morning.
Oh, so you're hyped up. So the topic today, metal and chrome. These are two things that have very specific techniques to make them look real, and when done well, can make a page really, really shine. Look at that. That's some writing. So what do we do when we come across metal or chrome? What techniques do we use? How do we make those look reflective? There are components into metal that make them look metallic. The most important thing is the reflection, right? And then metal can be painted, metal contrast, high contrast.
Yes.
Metal can be painted, it can be raw, it can be dipped in chrome. It can have a bunch of different properties and textures. Steel isn't particularly reflective, but it still has certain properties that make it look metal. So how do we do that? How do we make those things look the way they're supposed to look? Well, we're going to get into that. There's a few techniques that I like to use, but let's demo how to make metal look like metal, or chrome, one of those two. Who wants to go first? Who's got some techniques they want to share?
Yeah.
You got something ready?
I'm working on something right now, but I
Okay.
can go whenever you can watch me do it, I guess.
Sure, let's watch you do it. Watching you
Okay.
do it is one of my favorite things.
Come on.
Watch me do it.
Expose yourself.
We're gonna start with balls. You know, 'cause
Unzip it. Let's see. Chrome balls.
we always
So
start.
these are Donald Trump's balls.
We always start with balls. I learned this when I was learning how to paint. I always start with a material ball that kind of gives me a starting point.
Mhm.
So what I got here is I got a ball.
Did he
and,
cough after you touched those balls?
Did you use some Purell?
Yeah, of course. I'm not an animal.
Now I understand why you always put fur on those balls. Just makes sense now.
Good to see you too, Swampy. Anyway, go ahead.
So we're going to start with basic form. So if you look at metal, a lot of times it's going to have as a form turns away from you on the edge of the metal, a lot of times you're going to have a bit of a black outline, or not black, but a darker outline. And so that's what this is right here. This is as the ball is going away from you, its form as it's, because we're looking at this ball straight on. So let me try to get something here so I can explain this. So right here, this part of the ball is the part of the ball that's closer to you. And then it goes and it bends around the form. So this is farther away from you than this is. And so that's going to be darker, less saturated color because it's actually going away from you. On metal, for some reason, it always has, not always, but most of the time it has that dark outline. On a reflection, it also, right in the middle, reflection. Okay, everything you see in the world is a reflection. It's just how clear is that reflection. When there's an imperfect surface, you start to see, instead of a reflection, you just kind of see the form. When the surface is perfectly smooth, it just reflects exactly what is around it. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it is.
Diffraction?
And so as things curve around this ball, reflections curve around this ball, as they go around the middle of it, they squish in more in the middle, so we get a darker right in the middle of a form. So you get a dark area around the outside edge, you get a dark area right in the middle of the object. God damn it. Wrong layer.
Swampy's like someone's PC fan is an overclock.
That's me. It always is. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. We streamed for a lot yesterday, so
So
I'm still trying to wake up.
Go back 7 Legions, buy multiple copies so you can get a new PC, a new laptop.
Oh no, this is the PC that
This is the
making that
PC.
loud noise. Yeah.
So you can get a new fan at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this ball, let's say that it's outside. And then let's turn these to multiply. Multiply.
Did we ever cover all the different effects of layers? Did we ever go through them? Because that
No.
would be a good thing to do.
So we got a sky
Could work that in.
coming down. We got a ground. Maybe there's a little grass on it or something. And it's curving this way. So now this ball's sitting in an environment. We got to think about all the things that are in that environment. So up here, we're reflecting the sky. Over here, if you were standing directly in front of this ball and it's a reflection, you're going to be reflected in this ball because this is pointing directly at you. I'm not going to say that's happening right now, but what maybe is in there is a tree. So if I'm going to put a tree on there, I'm not just going to go like that, right? Because this is a rounded surface. So if there's a tree, it's coming around this surface. And then maybe there's some, branches and stuff are going in there. Maybe there's some other things. I don't know what's in here, but just like objects, maybe there's a rock. All these things that you're putting in, they're folding around the form. Maybe there's a building or something over here, something square. So you're reflecting the whole
Can you share my screen for a second?
environment.
Show something that implement what he's saying. It's something that we learn and apply in 3D. We use a lot of those to do special effects and textures in 3D, make more realistic. It's so
Purely mirrored form.
Yeah,
exactly what's going on. Yeah.
You take a big reflective ball and you put the image that you want on it, and then you take picture and then you use that as a rendering. You could do that with an entire environment to give that. So that's what we do in 3D for special effects in movies. So it just showed. I think it implements what he's trying to tell you. Look, this would be a straight line.
Bending around the form.
Yeah, you're bending around everything.
Okay, so now we got a light source. We'll say that the light source is coming over here. So this side of the ball is kind of lighting up. You got the sky. Everything's all light on this side. And this side, everything's kind of in shadow because it's reflecting all the darker colors off the ground, the browns and everything. So the main light source is coming from this direction. So whatever that light source is, I guess in this instance, it would be the sun. It'll be right there. So that's maybe the sun, and then maybe there's part of this tree is blocking it or something. So that's your main reflection. Also, you're going to have Chrome is a little bit more difficult, guys, so give me a second. On this side, you're going to see less of the reflection on the light side, and you're going to actually see more of the reflection on the shadow side of an object, because you're going to have the light from the sun and everything kind of blasting out the detail on this side. But you're going to see like more of the stuff on the shadow side, like the reflections of stuff in the environment and stuff kind of sticking through. Starting to look right. Reflection, it takes me a long time to paint steel, so let me just kind of go at it. It's hard to explain, like when I'm like exactly. A lot of it is just fudging with it. You can take a photo and kind of go. You can use a photo for like the reflection and stuff. Like do your test ball, and then kind of use that as a as like a reference. I'm going without reference. I'm just trying to do it out of my brain hole here. Okay, and then maybe we got some reflected light that's reflecting back up. Maybe there's something over there that's catching the light. It's shining it back over here. Basically, the whole environment is going to be reflected in the light.
So you've got you're reflecting an image of ambient light, which is making the core of the picture in the background that's bent around the form, and then you're reflecting local color of other objects into the light and the shadow side, right?
Yeah, exactly, and also the light that's playing off those objects too.
Yeah, the ambient bounce from those.
Yeah. So when I'm painting, like if I was painting a scene and it was in a forest, well, a lot of the stuff that's not in that scene, you can have stuff off camera that's reflecting back into that scene, because you're seeing what's behind you're not seeing just what's in the scene. You're seeing the balls reflecting things that are from behind you, over to this side, over to that side. And so, but you would have like, you'd want to put trees, and you're thinking a little bit deeper when you're doing reflections. You're putting, reflecting things that some of them may not even be in that scene that you're working on. They're off camera. And so.
Got a blender?
Yeah, that's just a little bit of a blending. But I jacked it up a little bit. It's not if you watch me paint, I will repaint a lot of things over and over again. What I'm trying to do here is, how you have the dark kind of outline on metal. You also, right inside that, a lot of times you're going to have a very light kind of ring as well. And that's mostly from light that's being reflected back onto the metal as well. And then because all the reflections are distorting, it'll make it look like you have a little. It's called the Fresnel effect. If you look it up,
Fresnel, yeah.
As things get farther away from you, the ratio of reflection to shadow and all this bullshit. Basically, it's like when you look at water, it has a reflection in it. The farther away the water is from you, the more it reflects the environment. The closer it is to you, the more translucent it is, and you can see things in it. Sort of the same effect with a reflection. You're going to get a Fresnel effect. As things get farther away, you get that black outline around it. And as things distort around the circular nature of the ball, just weird stuff happens in reflections. Wait till we get to caustics, and then it gets really strange. Like things flip. backwards and stuff, like when they're going through glass, like the image on the other side will actually flip backwards. So you're seeing the reverse of it. So a lot of strange things can happen. But basically what you need to know, basically metal, a reflection is the exact same thing that you look at if it was the same light on a matte ball. It's just that matte ball has a rougher surface. The smoother the surface, the more reflection you're going to get. I'm going to do a multiply just to try to amplify this effect a little more. And then we will bring that down.
It's looking fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm. So, a lot of times I'll do this because this stuff is actually pretty difficult to do. Like when you're trying to paint, like digital paint, it's a little simpler in comics because you can fudge it and stuff, and you know you're gonna see all the tricks and stuff that Spartan shows you how to do that, which is gonna be exactly the way I do it when I'm doing comic books. When I'm painting, I try to figure out exactly what this reflection is gonna look like. Usually I'll do a test ball like this. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's okay. So we'll take this, merge. Okay, so this is my test ball. So now if I want to kind of do this reflection on this arm, let me bring this over here. Say this was a metal arm. How I would do that is first I'm going to get my base color. Let's just pick something in here. Oh. Get your base color in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go ahead and just get a basic form down so that I get the form of the object in here. So we got a light source coming from this direction, as we can see by the ball. And so just going to get a very light color and just try to find the form of the object. Get a little light here.
Welcome, Woody from Chaotic Neutral Comics, Okuri Inu on Indiegogo. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Welcome to the show.
Oh, and Chuck Keyworth is here. It's an actual fan, so Scotsman doesn't melt. True.
Yeah, you have to understand that he just came from the beach. He is a ginger, so he's still burning hot. He needs to cool down.
So we're just getting a little bit of form here to start with. Now what I'm going to do, so this is a ball, right? So what you're trying to do is work in planes. We get another layer here. So like Scotsman and all of us have been saying, when you're working on something, you're thinking of something in planes. So we know we got this muscle here, it dips down, you know. So you're trying to think of this thing as a 3D
deltoid.
Yeah.
The directional lines.
And all these things are pointing different directions. Like that's pointing, this is pointing towards me.
Yep.
This is pointing slightly down. All these areas are pointing all over. All right. So what you want to do is say these faces, they're sort of pointing towards me, right? And so what do I got? I'm going to go on this ball and find the face that's kind of pointing me. That's where that color of reflection goes. And right here we have this tree that kind of comes up. So I'm going to get that in the reflection.
Are you doing those type of balls every time you do a project or something?
If I'm doing a very complicated thing where it has a ton of chrome, yes, I will actually do this. And
Inkspots plays with balls as much as he can.
loving the balls. I love the balls.
Yeah, he's a master at it.
Welcome, Bogdan. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
So you just try to
Bogdan
find...
is another very good colorist.
You try to find the corresponding plane where it's facing.
So every point on all of those surfaces, you're referencing the part of the ball that the face is
that
pointing
corresponds to that face. Yes.
towards. Yeah.
And like, but you have to make it go with where the planes are facing. You have to
That is a
try to
brilliant technique. I've never actually seen anybody use a reference ball like this before. That's great.
Right?
Mhm. Yeah, maybe that's in there. And we got this little dark here. I'm doing it really fast too. I would be being really careful if I wasn't,
That's why I highlighted before. Like he's actually using like a 3D artist approach of for the colors.
And so
He just realized that he was
on the wrong
arrow layer.
We
watched that happen live.
So I did all that work and it was for naught.
I watched his brain go fuck.
I almost said it. I was like gonna go, motherfucker. I was gonna turn that layer off and go, see, look how awesome it looks. And then I'm like, shit, I fucked it up.
The arrows
Never mind.
came off with it.
Then I'm like, look how stupid I am.
But no, that was a quick demo. Now you're doing it for real. For real.
I did it on purpose.
Now you know why it takes longer to do painting, because you fuck up like that.
That's why, that's why it takes a long time for me to color, because I'm slow and I make mistakes.
No, dude.
Oh,
I do the same when I'm inking.
I heard
sometimes
you weren't even
it,
getting
like
anything done ever.
You see me get pissed because of this shit,
happened.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got everything separated and you're doing it on purpose, and then you're like, after an hour of drawing, you're like, oh, fuck, wrong layer.
Yeah, dude, it's the worst.
I've gotten into the habit of just hitting the layer padlock, this lock fucking layer, so you can't move them or click on them or anything.
Yeah.
I'll do too. Yeah.
The worst is when you save a file, you get a ton of progress done made that day. You save it, and you realize you saved it as a PNG instead of a PSD.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah.
Dude,
dude, this made my asshole pucker.
I mean, one of the worst one that happened to me was like, you merge all your blue lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to make a few corrections. You go, okay, now I'm gonna correct this and correct that scene. Then you go back to drawing, and after like 2 hours, you discover that you were drawing over your blue line. So there's no way of saving it. You actually have to, because you can't just go and select the black if you're going over blues. It doesn't work. Dude, I was so fucking... But digital's great.
And as you can see, you're slowly...
Even with all those little fuck-ups, it's still faster than traditional.
You're slowly starting to get that form in there. Try to make everything... Make everything follow the form. And it takes a long time. If you want it to look like perfect, it eventually will, but you're going to have to take a lot of time doing it. I don't have enough time to do exactly how I would do it.
No qualifiers needed. We understand. I don't
know how it's looking on your end, but
looks great. No, you're doing it on the fly from your own brain. No reference. Yeah. So, no, this is
and this is what it looks like when he actually applies it.
So, and I mean, a lot of painting is like you make mistakes, you go back, you fix those mistakes, you step back from it a minute, you go back in, do it again, and So then I would come in here and I got these striations on here. So I want to look anywhere where I can actually make that face the light source up there in the corner. And then I want to go ahead and put those highlights in. With a highlight, it's good. Like this whole area would have like a highlight on it, probably. Make it stick out. But instead of doing the whole area, what I would do is you're going to vary the length. Like pick one area where it's the brightest. So like if that's coming down, maybe I'm going to say right here, it's like the brightest highlight, like the biggest highlight. And then it's going to taper down a little bit here. It's going to be irregular. It's not going to be the same strength. So maybe I get another real bright one right there, and then it tapers down as it goes away.
Partly that would be like that because it's the crest of the form too. Like it's
that's turning away, so you're getting a little less. You could even come in and erase it a little bit as it turns away. And then you try to do that, and I would even fudge it a little bit because these little areas are what's going to really make the image look cool. And as we've found out, the first rule is make it look cool. So.
Cooler, better than right.
Yes. So I don't know if that's kind of coming through and starting to look like metal, or that's how I would approach this subject, and I'd try to get all the different. And all these shapes in here, these all deform with the shape of the object. Like they're, as long as you get them in there and you make it consistent. Like I put that shape there. So I want to make sure somewhere else in the image, in the chrome, I put that same shape in sort of the same color. Like, so I have that orange up there. All right. So let's say that this tree is reflecting right here too. As long as you keep the story consistent, it'll look believable. Put that tree there. Put this darker color there. And then a lot of blending. Use your blender in there a lot. To soften the edges out and get everything to kind of bleed into it. And then I would just keep doing this for like hours and hours. And as you can see, it definitely looks chrome. Mm-hmm. I would say it looks chrome.
Yeah, lots of environmental lighting, and it's true to form. So
yeah, and so that's how I would do it. And if I was digitally painting, and of course I would just do this for hours and hours. And that's only if I like had a really complicated scene where, like, say there's a character and it's like all chrome. He has armor, he's got swords, so it's like I want that reflection to stay consistent across the whole image because there's all different. Say there's even like gold and different colors of chrome. You want to make that image stay consistent, that reflection stay consistent for your whole painting. And so a test ball is going to help you do that. It's going to help you, like if you can't figure out a certain area where the reflection is or what to do with a certain area, the test ball is going to let you have like a quick reference of what stuff should look like. Maybe I'm going to catch you a bit here. Then I'll go in there and just blend it out. And basically, at this point, it's just a lot of hours of tweaking to make it look exactly like you want.
Yeah, it's already looking fucking sweet.
So, like, yeah, maybe I would fudge it and get some chrome coming there.
It's like when you sent me that Luani update there, dude. I was fascinated by that metal you did on the leg plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It looks freaking sweet. And I like how you know, like there's always like a white line on the sharp edge of the separation of a. Yeah. It's something that I would always forget when I do colors. Like this thing. You don't even have to do the full line. Just suggest that it's there.
Yeah, it's just where it's like it hits it just a little bit. You get a glint of light.
It's like the opposite of what, you know, like the hard edge separation. Like in regular color, it's like maybe a bit darker, while in metal there's a white line there or something. That's where you put that white line.
Yeah.
Like that bevel that people forget. I don't know if that makes sense. Like that suggested light that you don't draw as much, but you can do it. You implement it with colors to give it that little bevel, 3D effect.
Yeah. I'll put a little of this green in there. I love putting as many, as you can see on like some of the cash grab pages. I've started to add a ton of color variation, And that's because I started looking at Frank Frazetta, and if you look at his like shadow areas and stuff, I mean, he has greens and he has so much color variation in his shadows and stuff, and I just love that. I think it just adds a lot to it. Anyway, I think that'll probably like be the end of my demo. I think it looks reflective to me anyway.
It looks like all that's missing. It's cable attached to that arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Woody's Okuri Inu. He has the same kind of arm.
Oh yes, true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
now
that's brilliant. Sims, you had a thing you wanted to share, kind of like Inkspot's mastery.
yeah, but I think it would be better if he showed it. Because he has the
okay.
high res, me I have the low
All
res.
right.
That's why I stopped sharing it.
All right, I'll share it.
It would be better if he showed it, because me I have
Oh, you want me to show your cover that I'm working on?
Yeah, the Lowani metal. That's what I wanted to show, but I'm like, it's better if you show it, because
Oh,
I have the low res when I zoom on it, right?
Not to put you on the spot.
All right.
You ready
there
for
it
the-
is.
Ready to go in?
Yeah, you can go in.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there it is. I mean, you can see
Can we see Sims pencils? Like the
yeah, let's go with
Colorado?
and then it was control to knock all those
Just,
off.
just click and hold. No modifiers. Click and hold and drag.
I'll
Yeah,
just
cool.
never get. Oh, let me put the bam. All right, so here we got the rough pencils. I mean, you guys know Sim. He usually puts a lot more work than this in. Even he just did this rough for me so I could paint over it. So that's his.
This is pretty much before I start finishing the drawing, like inking technically.
Yeah, this is like pencils. So, and then put them all back on. And so then I just slowly start getting rid of the, and as you can see, the metal on the boots. We got two light sources here. So we got an orange light source, which is basically like this. There's like a super bright yellow-orange light that's kind of coming down from the sky because they have like a weird thing going on, like maybe a binary sun or something. And so the lights, and they have a small sun. In my brain, this is what I'm thinking. Like they have a small orange sun. It's shooting like orange light down on this environment. And so you got the main yellow light hitting. Like even you can see in the leather, I did like the reflections. So the highlights, that's the main color of the light. Then the light's going to come down and hit this orangish ground. And since the ground is orange, it's going to saturate that light when it bounces back up. And you're going to get this super bright orange light on the other side. So you have, and then this part of the metal is facing me. So that's the darker part. So
I've only got one thing to say, man.
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy, you better get the...
I know.
and so then you got the different things happening with the gold up there too, and
Dude,
yeah,
that was me
titty.
Beacon on Discord last night. The first time he sent us the fucking pic, I like Beacon. Check this out, and we were geeking out for like what 30 minutes on it.
So I think so far into this character, I've put 6 hours into rendering her, and about 6 hours into the background so far. So that's 12 hours of work, and I still got all the rest of the characters to go.
And this is the type of quality to expect with the ink slayers.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mohammed. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, this is brilliant, man.
So yeah, I love to paint metal and reflections, and yeah, see, I even try, got this reflection here, and you got everything, especially in an environment, light is bouncing off so many things. So you have multiple light sources coming, like when she fires her gun, there's going to be another light source that I'm going to, once I put that on, to reflect back into this gun, reflect back into this leather here. And then it gets weaker and weaker, so it won't affect the rest. But this arm will be affected by the blast coming from this gun. And then, So
well, plus you got that binary sun reflecting light up into the clouds. It's reflecting back down.
Yeah, back down on top, and so it's a whole thing. And it's kind of here too. Like you got a brighter highlight on the buildings this side, and then this is kind of like reflected light kind of bouncing back up onto the buildings too. So
Just to continue the memes, I think we could be all safe in saying,
Shut up and take my money.
so yeah, if you guys haven't back Tales from the Natverse, I mean, there's going to be an alternate cover. Wraparound cover is the next one, right?
It's gonna be the wraparound cover is for the Not the Merc book. So
Okay,
it's the fourth book in the line of the Natverse. Yep.
Okay, and then you got
the wraparound. Since it's the wraparound cover, I'm getting you're getting it first,
and so you'll have the cover by me, the inside art by Sim, and then the colors by Michael Beacon and Scotsman. So
yep,
you're getting some top quality stuff, guys. So
and
if you haven't backed it, back it.
This was and even though this is the variant cover for number 2, it's gonna be in number 1, and I'm probably gonna give you guys a print.
Okay,
Nice.
that's awesome.
beautiful.
Dude, I love it so much. Come on, he needs to be part of the first campaign.
So yeah, metal people, go out and make some metal.
So yeah, I'm checking into it. Like I think I'm gonna be sending everybody a surprise. I was not gonna mention it, but Ink knew about it. I think I'm gonna do a comic book size print like I do, full color on cardstock, and just give it away. Just come on.
Nice. Well, okay, so it looks like Beacon wants to go next.
Okay.
Let's see. 7 Legions is you got a bunch of angels wearing fucking armor and like
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So metal is like your thing. It looks like. All right, here we go.
Yeah. All right. So this is the method I've taken to with coloring metal. It's pretty simple. I basically just do like the flats, and I do like shading layer, and then like main highlights layer. That's where this orange comes in on this armor, all different colors, and I have the specular highlight and in some places rim lighting. But yeah, so it's fairly simple idea, just sort of fuzzy on the highlights and shading, unless it's like a hard edge or something like down here. Yep.
So you technically use like soft shadows and hard edge for your highlights.
Yeah. And like right here, I got like the hard edge for the shading right here because it's the shade of his face. He's got his nose, his upper lip, lower lip.
So his face is reflecting into his shoulder plates.
Yeah, it's sort of like shading it. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my coloring method. One thing I want to start getting into, I'll actually switch on my camera for this. Going back to when I used to do cosplay.
Power Ginger engage.
Yeah. So this is Mandalorian Helmet. This is sort of how I would paint metal. And of course, it's easier because you can do metallic paints. But like a lot of gouges and stuff, and scraped edges. A lighter color of the metal.
So you want to go more painterly now when you do in your colors.
Yeah, I want to start trying to do that with the metals. And then, let's see.
Well, that's the thing about armor. Armor tells the story of a warrior's journey.
Yep. And you got, dang it, everything's reversed. There we go. This spot right here, story behind that is my cat stepped on it, put his claws into it, so I made it look like a little shotgun wound there.
Nice. You got to roll it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, just, that's one way you can add character to metal, scraped edges, lighter color, missing paint, stuff like that. Maybe add a little bit of grime, like that black there. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Metal is a surface that isn't impervious to damage. And the thing is, the damage doesn't go away once it's inflicted on the surface. So marring, scratching, dents, any kind of abrasions, those things show. And again, like I said, they give us information about the journey that character's been through. If their armor is nice and shiny, that guy's probably in the back, in the rear with the gear, probably not really up in the front lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe a high-ranking officer might have pretty shiny armor, but people actually conducting the battle
Yeah.
of blood and fucking grime and dents and scratches and all that kind of stuff.
hmm
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on metal.
Nice. Sim,
I
you got any
pass.
metal? You got any metal you want to show? Tutorial?
Hold on.
Techniques?
Let me pull up something. At this point, on those, I mainly listen usually.
Mm.
But
Mhm,
this is
mhm.
how I would do it. Let's use this as an example.
Ah, the arm plates.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh. Don't mind this. This is me doing some testing beforehand. I just need to go make sure that my blacks are in multiply. One layer. Bingo. Let's go start my select tool. I always like to do my flats with that little tool here. Which is a automatic. What is it? Lasso fill, I think they call it. Autofill lasso.
Yeah, the clip studio mumbo jumbo, whatever the fuck that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that thing. So every time I do metal, say, metal has always like no matter how you light it, my way of seeing it is like the gray base of it always needs to have like more of a blue tint in the basic of it because it's always a bit cold, even though it's gonna deal with heat or anything. It always starts from cold. It's a cold, like you would do with skin, right? My reasoning is that usually when you build your skin color, you start with a really really dark red color because that's what's underneath it, and then you have the different layers on it, and then after that you do the reflection colors, the this, the that over the skin. So it's layer after layer. So my way has always been like, metal is cold, so I will always start with a grayish blue, like a dark grayish blue, a bit like light blue type of thing. Then I would pick this.
Well,
And with
take into
this,
consideration the base element that makes the iron, right? Is
yep.
a blackish gray element, unless it's been affected by water and air, which it would oxidize and turn orange. But
Always using that thing, that lasso fill. This is why Clip Studio is better.
yawn.
It's not the only reason, but hey,
So much better.
it's not the
Look
only
how
reason.
fast I'm flooding. Oh my god.
I'm full of fucking jealous right now, and I'm picking that sim.
Look at my
Credos is-
panties.
Look at how he doesn't need to fucking zoom in till I only see pixels to
Oh.
fucking get it right.
Oh, are my panties
You
showing?
can just hit it one shot.
Is my skirt up? Are my panties showing?
And see, look.
Oh, I dropped my keys. Here, let me
Look,
get
if you
them.
zoom in, I don't have that much little. Look. I just have little cleanups to do, like almost
Mhm.
nothing. Okay.
That's nice, but Krita's lasso fill is better.
I don't know. I could have flatted that way faster in Procreate.
Photoshop is the best.
Anyways, I like to do a little.
We got banners. We got swords drawn right at each other's throats over fucking flatting.
After that, I usually do a little like layer with an odd glow on it, right? That I put around 40 to 50%, right? And I keep the same color. Then I start doing like the type of like in between, like not that much. This is how I would do for the shade, more of the toon shading type of thing, right? I go directly with this with hard lines. But lately for metal, what I would mostly do would be I would go in, switch to selective tool, then pick that little that where my technique is a bit like Scotsman on. I like to do this type of things. Like even if I would have like no muscle definition, I would still select the muscles before I would put a highlight on it, because I just think it's, come on, you were saying before, like the muscle has a shape, right? So by selecting the muscle and just doing the little highlight on it or something like that, you're gonna give it that 3D aspect on it. You have to give it that little color definition that it has, otherwise it doesn't look natural at all. So I go in, select all those little pieces. Bear with me. So yeah, how you guys doing?
Bearing.
Barely bearing.
Bearing with you.
I'm into my
Look at
balls
that
right
UI
now.
bar. That UI bar is in my way. It's ugh. Get out of the way, Clip Studio. Let me work.
All I'm here is bitch, bitch, bitch.
It's so
Okay.
oppressive.
So what I would do is I would go here to after that, right? There's two ways I like to do this. So the first one is I would do that little layer on highlight, right? This is my Scotsman approach, right? When I want to stay protective in a way and I want to have different layers and just play with it. So I would choose my airbrush, put it on a soft, then put it pretty goddamn big, then start doing like this. So I have a hard edge where the light would more reflect like the highlight where you want a definition, and then a gradient there. I'd do this here too. Then reduce, make sure that it doesn't take the entire spot so you can have that effect. This one would be a bit on reverse, would be at the lower. Alright, I would keep the same thing, then go with a little bit lighter. Just a bit higher there, just to give it that little extra pop. And as you can see, I'm starting to have quickly a little metallic look to it. Right? So then you just start going with more towards the white. And then
What are you brushing color right now?
yep, it's
Okay.
a hairbrush.
But you're actually putting color down.
Yep. I'm actually selecting the color and going slowly more towards the white to keep that nice little gradient color effect with the blue. So like that, technically my blue base is on it, right? Then that's when I would go in and start implementing the ambient color depending on what I would have. Like if I would have like a very fiery background, right? That's when my specular starts changing color. Like now I'm gonna start going more towards the orange. And start doing like the uplight colors like Mister was showing us before. Ink spot. Like let's just say like it would be like very orange in the back. I would grab that type of little highlight and use that to start building the reflection of the red that's coming from the light and keeping anything that's in the shadow cold. And then at the end, you go in, you put your big white, and that you get that little ruggish metallic effect. And the other way I like to do it, which is destructive as fuck, but fun, right, is this. I just grab that nice little tool that's in Clip Studio and works like a fucking charm, making Clip Studio the best fucking program to fucking do comics in. You switch the little highlight there. You only choose the same goddamn color, right? Same goddamn color. And the tool turns into highlight, and then you go like this. Hold on a second. Let me just put the brush a little bit
Oh yeah,
smaller.
yeah, you really showed me.
Oh man, impressive. I'm hold on, wait. Oh, okay. We break each other's balls so much. It's glorious.
Yep.
I'm so tired right now. I'm not awake at all. I'm just like...
But what I like about that brush is it's additive. So all I need to do is you lay one, and then you start building, and then look how I'm getting that nice little reflecting aspect to it.
Yeah, a lot of this too is like how much time, you're in a production art too. Like
Yeah.
how much time are you spending on each thing you're doing? So all these different approaches. No approach is wrong. There's different ways of doing it, different amounts of time each approach is going to take. If you're going to try to do it like me, I mean, don't expect to get too much done.
I'm doing it
in a
quickly,
day.
but with that little, it's destructive, but you can get something quicker. I prefer the other version that I was using. Takes a bit more time, but you know, you can have a better effect. But experiment with this because that tool is pretty goddamn sweet. You can get a nice, like, see? And you don't need to change color. It's always the same color. It's like having like not a multiply layer, like maybe add glow that just keeps being additive constantly. I just, you know, it's a really cool tool that I like to use too. As to go in after I'm done with all those little colors there. Like, let's just say like I put back the other one in, boom, right? I can use that exact same thing to go back in.
Get your
after,
highlights.
yeah, to hit that little highlight. That's why I like that tool. So I go like this.
Yeah.
And for that, like that little specular too, like, and then you go around it because it does that, you know, additive thing.
Yeah, another thing to think of when comic book art, you have lines outlining everything, and so you can get away with a lot more, and it'll still look cool.
So now you understand where I was going with my two different type of example at the same time.
I was wondering what you're talking about, but hey, I was rolling with it.
But that's where I was going. But this is technically the style that I like to use. It's, you know.
Now we've all like demonstrated on arms. Are you going to demonstrate on a leg, Scotsman?
I'll demonstrate.
Now he's gonna pull the boob with the hair.
Metal boob.
A metal boob.
Metal tit. I want to start a band called Metal Tit, and then we all play ukuleles.
But I did mention that at the end it becomes a mix of the Scotsman and Inkspot, and this is how it ends. See, and the thing is, I still have control. I just go apply the highlight under the regular color after, like the base color, and it has the same effect with the rest of the colors.
Nice.
So this is my example. Sorry, now I have to go answer the phone. I'll be right back.
Well, I'll say Clip Studio. Yeah, there's a whole tool, but it's just a blend mode is all it is.
Yeah.
It's called Linear Dodge Add. So I'll just use this as an example for mine. This is a cover for the Ides of March for the Wrecked Planet. I was doing a little warm up one morning, just messing around, and so we remember that this was exclusive cover. It was only available for 24 hours, and I saw the line art, so I decided to just play around with it. So adding in a base, just a dark, because it's night. I think it's nighttime. I imagine it's nighttime. And there's a heavy spotlight, as you can see by this really deep, heavily traced volumetric shadow around the bodies right here. So that means there's a spotlight on them. Anything that produces a shadow that traced out, that is a strong, strong light source. So I was thinking that you got a moonlight maybe way off in the distance here, and then a bright light that's casting kind of on them. So I wanted to use this as a secondary color bounce fill light source. So it's got this gray tone. I filled the whole thing with a very dark color because I'm going to use that as my base. Now, there's many ways to do chrome, I'm thinking of highlights coming off from the moon, just cool highlights. But all I do for chrome, I don't make it super complicated or go into as Inkspot says, you got a limited amount of time, and I'm not a fast colorist, so I gotta make it as expedient as I can. When I'm looking at the metal, right? You look at the metal and see its characteristics. Obviously, this is a cylinder shape, right? You got a round part up here, a leg, and then a round part down here, and this is a cylindrical object. What this line going here through the middle, this black line with these broken black lines next to it, that's essentially the horizon line, right? That's that's the reflection of another shape that's off camera you don't see, or it's the reflection of the leg bouncing in here. That's what this is meant to indicate. When you see metal and you see a dark black area with a line with this removed from it, that's reflecting. It's an undefined object with no detail, but it's basically reflecting something into it. And because these plates don't match up exactly because they're metal plates, metal doesn't, unless it's milled perfectly, doesn't match perfectly up. There's a slight bump where the metal doesn't touch, and that's what this little rim light's meant to indicate. So for me, I have a dark color here that I'm working with. I would just, with an anti-alias, make a selection of this object. I'm just going to pick out just this part. And then like Clip Studio, look, get my lasso tool. It's the coolest lasso, way better than any lasso of any program ever. Michael Beacon's like, Critta's lasso's better.
Yep.
That's actually another part of the plate. I'm not going to add that in. So let's subtract this out. Yeah, we're going to stay on this main middle leg plate here.
Metal.
Metal. So this is a big selection, huh? Jeez. So thanks for coming to the show today, guys. We're just going to learn how to lasso. All right. So get this object, separate it out. What is that? That's a hand. So we're going to subtract the hand from it. Blah, blah, blah. We're just going to go rough. Nothing too precise, I guess, as I make a bunch of precise selections.
This is my rough, precise.
I'm just going to roughly, precisely do this. All right, so we have a selection here. So now I have a Photoshop action that I run that basically does Control J or Command J. It makes a copy of it, of my selection, and then it locks the transparency. Basically clicks that button. So now I have just that leg plate separated out. Now, with a soft round brush, I grab just a regular soft round, and I set the blend mode to linear dodge add with the same color selected. If I linear dodge over top of the same color, it will lighten its value. And so I want smooth, long, smooth strokes. It's got to be long, smooth strokes. Now, another thing, usually contrast-wise for metal, my experience has been, you've got a bright highlight, usually right next to the darkest part here, right? So I'm going to be, I can hear myself.
Sim's echoing again.
I'm going to be dodging long, smooth strokes, and I'm going to decrease the size of my brush as I get closer towards that horizon line. And I'm using about 80% flow and opacity. And as you can see, as I get closer to that horizon line, I'm starting to get a chromatic feel, right? So let me lighten just.
Is it good now or still echo?
The edge here. Pretty good.
Okay. That's weird because I didn't do nothing different.
All right. So now we're just working with the base color and we're dodging out. We're dodging out the density. We're lightening the density. We're using additive, right? We're using linear dodge add. All right. Now that's not using any reflection, not adding any tone to it. So now if I've got this bright moonlight, I'm going to take this way down to about 20% as far as flow. And I'm going to start dodging in that light source. Long strokes, long smooth strokes. I don't want to see any wiggly brush like this. That's going to fuck up the feel of it. You want long, smooth strokes. All right. Now we've also got another light source here, which is the spotlight. So we can get real super fancy and do like individual swipes along the leg plates, or we can be a little fast with it if we want. And we're going to brush in on the left side of this point. We're going to brush in the secondary light source here. Hold on, my wife must say something to me.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
We're gonna go to a place that has ramen. Do you want anything? Mom said you were gonna eat leftovers, but do you want ramen instead? To bring something back?
Okay, you can bring me ramen back. Yes. Okay, goodbye.
Why?
I'm gonna go get some ramen right now.
That sounds
All right.
fucking good, I have to admit.
So now I'm going to brush in a little bit of an angle here on each one of these plates, just a little extra color from the light source from below, just a tiny bit. And this is still linear dodge, right? Now, the last thing is I'm going to sample my original color here. And now I'm going to blow out this line here because I want that reflection. Let's go back up. Let's go 100%, might be too hot, and I want to blow out that line. But I don't want to get below here. I want to stay up above. They need to be consistent.
Yeah, because it's the edge of that plate.
Right.
And the black line is basically the ambient occlusion, basically, is what it is. It's the deepest point. So
Right. And it looks like EVS got a little quick with his lines here. He was his line breaks are below the plate.
It's the scanner fault.
that's what the colorist is for.
It's sharpen up the fade on that. All right. So we're building out. It's getting fucking. We want smooth strokes. You start to see brushing and it becomes a problem.
Your inker side's coming out.
Yeah, it's really, I'm like, So again, we're using the base tone. We're using this base gray color. And I'm being real fast with it. I'm not really being very clean.
You just have your brush set to linear dodge.
Yeah, it's just simply linear dodge. And I'm going at 100% flow because I really want this to go almost to zero.
Yeah.
I'm going right on this line break. Now, after this, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to touch where I think the hottest point of the metal is going to be. And that's going to be the crest of this. I'm going to go in with a bigger brush and I'm just going to, I missed a couple of things here. Hold on. I'm going to tap that crest and dodge it a little bit further and make it spread by this.
I'm gonna tap that and make it spread.
That's right. I want a little bit of that reflection to bleed upward into
That like light impact.
right.
It starts from the art edge because they always say, like one of the first things they say is like the brightest spot is where the darkest part would start, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's the way I do chrome. I do chrome by linear dodge, just brushing in long strokes the length of the form to give it its shape. And so if I turn this off and I show you kind of the original where I'm at here. So by reflecting in the color of the ground that's being bounced into to one side of the metal, and then dodging out the main light source, you get this depth and you get the shape starts to show up, and then it starts to take on the characteristics of metal. You see how this is blown out right here. These lines are blown out. So that's how I do metal.
Dude, that metal is this is the best comic book metal I've ever seen, bro. It is. I saw that just like that. Like that's the way that Cyberfrog's metal should look, like all the time. That is really good. That's like the best metal I've seen painted.
That's high praise. So, and it works with any color too. It works with greens, it works with blue, it works with black, it works with grays. If you linear dodge the same color into itself, it will naturally become metallic. It just naturally does.
So that's what the brush I was using is doing. That's why you were saying it's like linear dodge.
Yeah, linear dodge add. So all of you out there who are Photoshop Master Race users, just set any brush you want. Any. It doesn't need to be some fancy tool that only Clip Studio has. Any brush, just send its blend mode to linear dodge add, and you can make anything look metal.
Yeah, and if you want to still be able to feed yourself other than quick ramen from the dollar store, well, you go with Clip, because then you have to sell your soul to fucking Adobe.
That's right, Adobe.
Adobe.
You're from Canada. I hear doobies are legal.
Oh, you got the joke.
So linear dodge add the same color into itself will make that object start to look metallic, and then take an eyedropper sample, like Inkspots was showing, things around the scene that have reflective light coming off of them that could possibly, think to yourself, could that light coming from over there possibly hit something and bounce into this metal? If it can, eyedropper sample that light source. Set your opacity and flow kind of low, like 20%, and then start to dodge it into the form, and it will take on the ambient light bouncing into it. So
yeah, reflection's all about light, color, light direction, and then other things in the room, bouncing. Yeah. Your environment is something. That's why when I'm coloring, I always do my environment first. That way I know what colors I can reflect into certain objects. Even objects that are dull will even have a bit of reflection from their environment in them.
Right.
Because everything we see is a reflection. It's a reflection of light. Light is bouncing off something. And the smoother it is, we see a reflection, and the more dips, dimples, hairs, texture there is, the more matte the material is. That's just how that light. It's all light bouncing off of something, and the way that the surface is. That's all it is.
Yeah, the smoother the surface, the more polished the surface, the more sharp and defined the reflections will be, and the brighter the light sources will reflect back into your eye. So chrome is a dipping process, right? It's a paint that hardens like a shell. So whenever things get chromed, it's basically whatever iron or whatever, they dip it into the chrome finish, they pull it out and they let it drip and dry, and it dries as a shell. You can polish iron with varying grits of this compounds.
Yeah,
polish it to a mirror, like samurai swords, right? Carbon steel it's not chrome, it's just the steel that's been polished and rubbed with finer and finer and finer grits until it becomes a mirror, because you're taking all of the imperfections in the surface of the iron and wearing them down to where they're exactly the same, almost on a molecular level. They're really close. That's what causes that mirrored effect. So but doing that, it makes them really susceptible to rust, because there's no varying of the surface. Oxidation can set in really quick. That's why you have to oil a samurai sword regularly, otherwise it'll rust. So.
Yep. Awesome.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Oh shit. We have Vinny Art in the background here.
Oh, hey guys. I'm just here
Damn, Vinny, what's up, man?
I'm just here for the long, smooth strokes.
Aren't we all?
For a while.
Yeah, no, I've been listening because I've been working on this layout, and then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. Today is the Gabbing collab. I forgot, so I know I'm late, but I at least wanted to say hello and give my respect to everybody. Yeah, great job with those. Those are fantastic examples of how to do it and how to do it right.
Thanks, man. Do you have any tips or tricks on how to do chrome or metal?
I wasn't prepared at all because again, I just saw
Chrome and metal doesn't have tits and ass, so wait.
But it's really like going on what you were saying and ink spots too. For me, it is like if you find this comes to drawing as well. It's not just for the coloring, but like E10 showed perfectly with the black lines like that. If you're gonna do something like that, you're right. It's gonna be like either the horizon line, something else is reflecting off of it, and you're gonna want to have the lightest spot is touching the darkest area. That's how you're really gonna make that good pop. Ambient light. Look on the rest of the piece, the other colors that are there. You're gonna have some reflection, and depending on how strong the light source is gonna determine how much of that you should be putting onto the metal itself. But like for chrome, yeah, you do want something that's that shiny and bright. If you're gonna have another kind of metal or something that's gonna have a little bit of rust on it or something, you got to texture it up. You could use some of the same rules, but it's gonna have to be grittier or darker in certain spots. Those are some like good tips, like right off the top of my head. Like I said, I didn't have any examples ready because again, I've been working on a layout for something. But
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry again. Like I said, my nights are really fucking late lately, so my mornings and early afternoons are pretty shit. That's why I've been missing a lot of these.
I hear you. No. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, man. Like, we've only got a handful of episodes left until we're ready to wrap up the series. So.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And then we'll figure out how to proceed from there. I'm thinking of doing a Gabbin Collab Inkers edition next.
Ooh,
so
that'd be pretty cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I will have nothing to add to, but I will definitely watch it.
But your name is Inkspot.
Yeah.
It should be color spot.
Right?
A spot is a blot. Listen, an ink spot is a spill, and that's a bad thing. So, from this perspective. So
I'm a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy.
Oh shit! I see in the chat. Yeah,
he's an ink spot in the color industry.
You've never felt fear until you've dumped an inkwell across a page of Superman that Mike McCone drew, and you look over and you're like,
"Wow,
oh my god!" Yeah. So that happened to me one time.
I can't believe anyone would still work on original pencils. I mean, I was like, I would always print it out. I'm too scared.
Yeah, well, you develop line confidence, you develop steadiness, and once you've done it a couple hundred times, it becomes like, like you said, ink spots. When you looked at Sim's cover, you're like, all right, 2 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours. You start to look at how long it's going to take you to do each panel, and you just go. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so that about does it for the show. Let's talk about what projects we want to promote. Michael Beacon.
Yeah, 7 Legions still shipping. Everything's been shipped. It's been ordered, but you can still order it. It's a great story. People are loving it.
How much backstock you got left?
I got a fair number. Just a couple more boxes left.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
and they'll ship out immediately.
Everybody get in on that. Supplies running out.
They ship immediately. In Gemini's or Gemini-like things if you order the print tier. It's like Star Wars meets Skyrim and 7 Samurai. as I said, people are loving it. There's a dwarf on a jetpack. What more do you
That's
need?
all he needs to say. Like angel in space and a dwarf with a rocket back and a rocket powered axe. That's all he needs to.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Rocket powered axe, dude.
Sim needs to calm down now. He's gonna finish up and he's gonna breathe.
Woosa.
Listen, Vinny, he's the same way with that dwarf as I am about the pirate book coming. So
Yeah, it's gonna be Saturday. Is gonna be the sign up for that. So
I fangirl so hard for that book. I can't wait.
yeah, dude, you have no idea, man. I just this week has been crazy, but I finished the rewrites I had to do like near the end, because then usually when I'm working on these pages and projects, like I'll have the main stories done, I'll have my dialogue in, and then I'll go back over it and then really fine tune like the dialogue and stuff like that. But then for this time around, I went back and I added another element into the story. And then I rewrote what I was going to do with the ending. And man, whew, I don't know. A lot of you guys are going to love me. A lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, shit, it's another City of Venus.
Oh, shit.
The cliffhanger is pretty
Here we go. Well, Inkspots, what do you got going on? I hear you're coloring some stuff.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick. So first up, we got this is my original. This has changed now, but this was my original colors over Chubb's art for Charlie's London. So go over there, back that. It's got a beautiful Vinny cover too.
It does.
Yeah, there's a lot of
so gorgeous, dude.
Get the featured one. You grab all those beautiful covers.
Yeah, so we got that. This is my latest page of Cash Grab. It's ending November 1st, so. I am running a contest where I am painting an original watercolor painting of Cecil. Whoever finds all the little movie references, comic skate references I hid in the colors in all the pages and DMs me with everything will get that watercolor painting. So, but you got to get the book, and it's ending November 1st. So go over there, get a copy if you haven't already. And
Look
then,
at that color overlay.
What's that?
That color overlay. I love it.
And then I am painting this cover currently for Tales from the Natverse. And go get a copy of that. Sim is killing it with the artwork on it. And this is going to be a variant cover. And then I'm doing a wraparound cover. And so it's all going to be painted like this. And it takes me a long time. So
yeah, every book from now on going to have a cover like that.
Nice.
There's some detail on her. So. Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
And he's doing it well.
Oh, actually, there is a good example I could show if you want to see metal.
Oh.
It's not chrome.
It's okay. It was metal. It was not chrome the main.
And
we didn't even cover the glass one there.
No, Caustics is next week.
Oh, it's next week. Okay.
What's next week?
Caustics and glass.
Nice. Well, yeah, here we have a sword going through somebody.
Steel.
And,
Bastard.
And you can see, because, like these swords, they don't keep them in the best condition. They're in the salt air and everything. So I got to put a little bit of texture and make it look a little bit dirty. But it's still going to have nice reflective light.
I hate you. You're going to make me buy an actual pirate book. They're not in space.
It's a traditional one, yeah, for sure.
That is some wet, gooey fucking blood right there, dude.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I think you guys are going to be very pleased with this book.
Dude, I love his coloring stuff.
All your stuff's good, dude. All of it's good.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and this one's going to be around 50 pages. I might go over that. I have more than half is totally done. Pencils, colors, all that stuff is already, like, half the book is more than half is already done. So, I'm going to launch that sign up on Halloween. We're going to see, like, what the numbers are, or, like, roughly, like, what I'm pulling in for the people who are interested in this project. And if I get where I want to, I'll launch it quicker. So I have a number in my head that I want to kind of reach with a number of people who signed up. Once I have that, then I'll launch. And, yeah, we're going to expect some pretty cool stuff with this one. So
I know, right?
It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited.
So are we all.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to show a lot more, but, Next week you'll see a lot more.
Blue Samurai says, I'm not great with the gritty gore. I have sympathy pain reactions, but I have to get this pirate book.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, it's not like everywhere. You're gonna have a lot of good mixes in here. You're gonna have the beautiful locations. You're gonna have that violence, but I want to tell a good story as well. We're not just doing it for just nice splash pages. Although you're gonna have a good number of them in there, but you're gonna have a very fun, cool journey. You're gonna be pissed at some characters. Some characters you're gonna love. Yeah, we need to go on that roller coaster. It's going to be a fun ride.
Gorgeous locations like the frontal and the posterior.
My favorite areas. I like the vacation there.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So you've got Charlie's London stuff you're doing. You're doing your own pirate book. You still got project shipping. You still got City of Venus stock. You still got what?
Through the Woods.
Stock?
Yeah, Through the Woods. We're still like only 2 backers away from hitting 700 backers.
Damn,
so that's pretty awesome. The fans have been fantastic with all this stuff. Michael Beacon, I'm not Michael. Well, he's here. Michael Bancroft just got his copy, via Blue Samurai, and he wanted to surprise him big time, and yeah, he couldn't wait to get it. So I'm really happy that he got his hands on it.
Nice.
But like I said, we're doing great with all this stuff, and I can't wait to get these new stories out there, because then as soon as the pirate book is done, we're jumping to City of Venus 2, and that one's going to be a bigger book as well. So we're going to be around 50 pages from here on out. Some might go over, but yeah, I'm going to make sure that you guys get your money's worth for damn sure.
Hell yeah, dude. Vinny, one of the hardest working men in comics, dude, let me say.
Yeah, I got a cover. Yeah, I also got a cover for Witch Hunter, which is going to be launching on Tuesday.
Oh, that's Carla.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, there's a lot of good stuff coming.
Carla's so good. She's such a good artist. I'm so impressed with her work.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Great people, and people you want to work with, and people you want to see succeed even more. That's what I love. It's hanging out with the cool people, and we're getting the work done. For Saturday as well. I will be on Dan Frega's stream. He's having his big draw off with Malin. I've been doing a couple of them for his Fragtober. So I've done a couple of really cool and fun pieces. So check out Twitter for that. I posted those up. But
follow you on Twitter at Vinny Art, right?
That's right, Vinny Art. My YouTube channel, Vinny Art. I'm going to be doing more streaming again. This week for sure. But yeah, I want to start doing a couple of drawing streams as well. So I might just do live stream drawing. I got to figure out when I'm going to do it, but it's going to happen. We're going to do some of that stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I drew a little bit yesterday too, for the first time in a long time.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know. I shared it on Twitter. Let's see what you think. Get Vinny's opinion. It's just a sketch. It wasn't anything important or special. Just like me fucking around.
Did you draw a character from Minecraft?
Should have been. No, it's just a female form anime style. I don't know.
Oh, cool, man! Zoom up. Nice. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that Carla flair to it.
It's an anime manga style. Like I have an angular way of drawing figures, but contrapposto.
The figure was just an excuse to draw them boobs.
Right.
He started with the boobs and he just draw the figure around it just to have an excuse for it. He's like, dude, I'm on stream, I just forgot. Then he's like, hey, look, I drew something else. I drew hair. I'm like, you just put it there to put volume on the boobs.
I love women whose boobs are bigger than their heads. That's my favorite type.
Yeah.
I was about to say something along those lines. I just wanted to draw tits, and everything else just complemented those tits.
Yeah. That's a 3-tit girl.
If you're not complimenting the tits, you're doing it wrong.
I would just say, just watch a proportion with the arms. They're looking a little bit T-Rex like. You want them a little bit longer than that.
Well, it's kind of I haven't really defined it yet, but it's kind of foreshortened. You know what I mean? Her palm's coming out towards you, but yeah, proportions aren't quite right. Vinny, I don't draw very often.
No, dude, I'm not taking shots at you, but
I appreciate the thought. Yeah.
I thought we were here to help one another. He's like, he's gonna cry into a pillow now.
It's like, what
Vinny
are
said
you talking
he's got
about?
short arms.
I was a little worried about her looking too buff with the shoulder, so I'm gonna thin that out a little bit. But
Yeah, you can thin it out a little bit, but it's the way that it's bunched up like that. It's gonna look thicker. It's just that's the nature of it with the anatomy.
The latissimus dorsi pressed up against the trap. You know what I mean? Not the trap, but the
Zoom up a little bit more for me.
The fucking tricep is what I'm thinking of.
And that collarbone, it should be angled towards.
Yep.
It should be up higher.
Shoulder,
Yeah.
It should be pointed upward.
Yeah, because her shoulder's going up. It's connects up there.
Should follow that line that you put for the shoulders there. It should connect to it.
Upward.
It connects to the top of your shoulder. Yeah.
And then the boob line is going to curve in like here into the armpit, right?
Defining the shoulder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really weird when you pinch two things together. Like you pinch the tricep into the trap, you get this weird buckling of the skin. And it's kind of a weird thing in my head. I need to work my way through it, but
yeah, that's the thing too, man. That's why they have artists. We have that license to draw thing where it's you can mess around because let's say, all right, you see how she is right now. What if she was sitting down and she's crunched forward a little bit? You're going to start to get folds coming from the stomach, and that's kind of unsightly if we're doing comic book artwork. So we kind of smooth those lines out, or or we'll do just like a faint line going across instead of more of what would be in a realistic or natural kind of twist and crunch.
Right, where the fupa is at, where the fupa would be.
Well, you don't want to crunch down by the fupa. I'm just saying up by the.
I do.
Like
I want to munch down by the fupa.
Well, you can munch what you like.
The hat. Yeah.
We like the fupas without hair. Then you can munch all you like.
All of a sudden I'm hungry.
Hungry now, yeah.
Sim.
Yeah, how's it going?
You got some stuff going on, don't you?
Of course I do. I got multiple stuff going. But first of all, let's start with this one. Called Tales from an Adverse. Right now, I got a new backer. Well, right now during the show, I'm at 84 backer. And we're only, $43 away from breaking the 5K. We have 36 hours left for the funding. Then after that, it goes in demand. And everything should be coming in the next 2 weeks and get ready to print.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So yeah, go get it right now because I've been doing some giveaways and there's a whole some random backers are getting some free concept art from 1995 of Nat. There's one that's an old drawing of Wolf Dragon from 2009. Yeah, I've been through my stuff and I'm giving away some cool stuff like I did with Bloodhunt. Some people got extra stuff.
That's awesome.
And
value from Sim.
Yeah, and second of all, Ink motherfucking Slayer. So you go follow the Ink Slayer on Twitter. You go sub to the YouTube channel Ink Slayer, and if you're a Facebook person, find us there too. Ink Slayer, it's coming. It's gonna be big.
Sim? What is it?
I don't know. What is it, Scott? Ink Spots. We're bringing back Runes of Ragnon 1 and 2. We're working on a magazine together, and we're gonna be streamlining things. I'm gonna be penciling, Scotsman's gonna be inking, and Ink is gonna be coloring. So we're trying a little project here where it's gonna be 3 different books in one magazine, and we're all gonna be doing that same treatment but with different styles.
Nice.
It's gonna be awesome.
So it's gonna be like a magazine size, and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
I still think Inks needs to change his name to Color.
I do. I
got confused right there. You said
Color
Scotsman's inking, but then Ink Spots is coloring.
I know.
This one, we might switch it up.
You guys keep tricking me.
So yeah, Ink Slayer, it's gonna be big. We got other plans, but we're starting small, and if everything works out, well, It's
Sky's the
gonna
limit.
grow. There's
Yeah.
more people that's gonna be adding, and yeah, Inkslayer, go sub now.
Hell yeah.
And another thing I'd like to bring up, that's the third thing. We're having the Hardline tomorrow on Monday, right? That's another great project, and Carla's on it too. So Mothman is launching tomorrow
Nice.
Ooh.
on the show Hardline. And to celebrate the fact that we're ending funding for Tales from the Adverse and launching Mothman, I'm going to be giving away a piece of my private collection tomorrow. And hold on, let me show you. Let me plug my camera. I had to. Sorry if there's an echo after this, but. So I pull up.
Echo.
Yeah, give me a sec. I need to reconnect my camera. Boom.
Oh.
So I'm going to be giving this away. So it's an original page,
Nice, man.
all pencil and ink, and you have the lettering all glued on it. And it's a page of Justice League Task Force issue number 4, page number 2. It was written by Chuck Dixon, penciled
Wait,
by
show that
Gabriel
again?
Morissette, inked by Dick Giordano, and it's signed
Show that
signed for 1996. So here's
Wow.
the full page. This is celebrating the launch of Inkslayer, and the launch of Mothman. And another thing I would say, it's Witch Hunter. Go sub now to their mailing list because that's a freaking great book.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. This is awesome.
So, as you see, everything is there, even the credits.
Yeah, that's the old school way of like cutting and pasting
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this will be given away tonight on the show. So, go support Tales from the Adverse, right? Watch out for the Mothman. Go on the mailing list. Same thing for Witch Hunter. And go. No, that way. 7 Legions.
Yep.
Mm.
I want that goddamn dwarf book, and I want to draw it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for the show. Appreciate everybody for coming out. We got Tank Ferret that just showed up, Jim Cox, Blue Samurai, Edwin the Ace. We had Smiling Bandito in. Let's see who else. We had Chuck Heworth and Dino popped in here. Abel Salazar, Jason Black, all the great people of Comicsgate. We got Chaotic Neutral. We got one of my friends, Swampy, Zaid Comics. It's so many people in here today. If I missed your name, I don't think I did.
Yeah, and Dino said he wants to be part of my band Steel Tit, and he's going to play. What is?
Oh, another great colorist, Oliver from Micah's book. What is that? Inglewood colorist. I guess what it
Oh,
was.
nice.
Also, Oliver, are you coloring 6 days, 7 nights, or 5 days, 4 nights, whatever it's called? I forget.
That book,
That book.
drawn by
Nice.
that other Acevedo.
An alternate cover by Vinny.
3 days, 4 nights, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So you could probably correct us on the title.
Isn't that it? And every time I say it wrong. Isn't
3
that
days, 4 night, or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or something.
All right.
Mike
We'll be
needs
back.
to
Go ahead.
get proper. He needs to do a proper update on his campaign.
Yeah.
I've been telling him, man, let people know. He's like, I sent out an email. I said, you gotta put it. You gotta do it on Indiegogo, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you the cover.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's on the campaign. You guys could get it
Dude,
now.
if you have a Vinny, you should flaunt it, right?
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We were just
great
talking about
cover,
it.
man.
It's Micah Curtis's 3 nights, 4 days.
There you go.
Ah.
There's the
That was
title.
Oh, I thought it was 3 nights, 4 dates.
I kept saying 4 nights, 3 days.
I thought
don't
it
know.
was a dude that just like banged a bunch of chicks in in 3 nights.
Yeah, no.
That
Like I
was
said, man,
beautiful
we love him. Go get the book. You got a lot of great people on it. So yeah,
Beautiful cover.
Yeah,
go.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Lots of metal on there, Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some shiny bits.
We could almost have talked about that on the show.
I
Yeah.
guess. Again, like I said, I wasn't prepared.
So yeah, 4 days, 3 days, 4 chicks. 3 days, 4 night. What? That's it.
But there's
3 days, 4 tits.
There's 3 nights. I mean,
4 days.
Yeah, 3 nights, and then you have like 4 villains on the bottom there. So That should help a little bit.
Ollie says, "Don't tell Micah." The name too. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody coming out. Next week we'll be covering glass and caustics. Caustics being, what happens when light passes through glass and water.
Liquid, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So we'll be going over that next week. Tune in then, and we will see you next week, next Sunday. Hopefully, we'll be on time. We were
Later,
chatting.
everybody.
See you later.